Hello children. Now today I am going to start a new topic, and that topic is array. It's a new topic, new phenomena, a new way of programming, a different concept with the help of which we'll do programming. What array is basically used for? First of all, we should understand that why we are using array. What are the problems which we were facing earlier, and how can we resolve those problems by using array? So let me take an example. Just an example. I'm not writing the program. Say enter name, enter roll number, enter physics marks, enter chemistry marks, enter math marks, calculate total and average and output name, roll number, total and average. Now this is just a program, and suppose you are doing this program for 100%. For 10%. For 10% you are doing this program. Now every time the loop will run, and every time the name, roll number, then marks in physics, chemistry and maths will be asked, and every time total and average will be printed out, and output name, roll number, total average. I want to show you that how you will get the execution of this program. Enter name, say Akash, enter roll number, say 101, enter physics marks, say 30, enter chemistry marks, say 40, enter below that, enter maths marks, say 50, and then name, roll number, total and average will come. Then again enter name. For the second student will come. So every time you will input with the programming which you are doing earlier, every time you are entering the value of one person, the one person's value is being calculated and then result is printed. Then second person's values will be entered and it will be calculated and it will be printed. So this way, entry, then output, then second entry, then second output, then third entry, third output, and so on you get. You cannot get till now what the programming we have done. We cannot get the output in one sequence. Output in one sequence. First output, second output, third in sequence, in one line. We cannot get till now the programming which we have done. So today's topic will give you continuous output. Continuous output. There is no need to enter one value and then printing, then again the second values will be entered and second printing. The way I've told you, you can get the output in sequence. Okay. Second reason, suppose you are entering this for 10 persons. Name, roll number, physics, chemistry, maths marks, getting the total, getting the average, output the name. Then second name, then third name. Suppose outside the loop, if I want to say that I want to print the name and roll number of all the students, do you have the name and roll number of all the students? No, you don't have. First name, first roll number, physics marks, chemistry marks, maths marks are entered, calculated, printed. When the value of I is 2, the second name goes in and the first name get rubbed off. It is out. It is get rubbed off. Second name, second roll number, second physics mark, second chemistry mark, second math marks been entered, calculated total, average calculated, printed. When the value of I is 3, the third name is being given. As soon as you enter the third name, the second name will get rubbed off. So what is happening? Outside the loop, only the last student details you have. You don't have details of all the students which you have given earlier. Problem is the same, that these variables store the values at one time, single value it can store. Second time, if you enter the value into these variables, the earlier value get rubbed off. So values are not stored with you. That means the value you have given, you cannot use these values again and again. Again, this second problem can also be solved with the help of array. So these are the two reasons that the output we were not getting in continuation. The reason is the same, that the values are not stored, that is why we were not getting the output. And the values which we have given once, we cannot reuse these values again and again. These two problems can be resolved with the help of array. Now very quickly, we will see this new concept. You know that this is the concept of computer, that whenever we take a value, say x is equals to 5, so what computer does is it opens a box, it names it x and stores the value 5 into it. Suppose you take x is equals to 9, so what happens? This value 5 gets dropped off and 9 comes in and 5 is been dropped off. So whatever the latest value that comes in and the old value get dropped off. So each time one value stores into this box. A variable contains one value at a time. Second value if you put in, the earlier value will get dropped off. But the new concept comes in. This is the concept of computer, not Java. This is the concept of computer, that computer has got this facility that if you have a variable, you can store not single but as many boxes as you want in one under the one variable. This is a new concept. Try to understand it as a new thing, as a new concept, that computer has got this facility that under one name, as earlier you were storing only single value, you can store as many boxes as you want of that type. Suppose integer if you have declared, so all boxes will contain integer values. If you have float, you have taken it float, then float values can be stored. If you have taken a string, the same kind of value. So once you have declared a variable under one variable, not only one, but as many cells as you want, you can store. This is called array. This is called array, right? Suppose 9 you have stored, 11 you have stored, minus 13 you have stored, 2 you have stored, 60, 30, 12, 15, 18, 20, 19. All the values have got the same variable name, x, right? This concept is called an array. And this is the concept of computer. And this is called array. I'm not just started at how you will do this in Java programming, how you will declare it. That comes under because every language uses this concept of computer, that under one name we can store as many cells as we want, right? So this concept of computer, every programming language has adopted to use this concept, and then they have developed their commands to use. So we are not talking about Java, I'm just talking about general things, that this is called an array. Array are of different types: single dimension, number 2, double dimension, and number 3, multi-dimension. Right? Single dimension, double dimension, and then multi-dimension. So in our course we have single as well as double, but this year, as per the ICSC, they have reduced syllabus. They have cut it down, this double dimension also. Earlier it was in your course. Now only single dimension is there in your course. This one is in your course. Now comes, let's talk about this only now. But a video देखते ना, how much time video you have recorded. So every time, this is the way how we store the values, right? Now the question comes is, sir, suppose if I want to see 9, I'll call x, 11 I'll call x, I'll call minus 13 if I want, then I'll call x. How does computer know that you want minus 13, you want 60, you want 11? So for that, what they have done, when we declare an array, every box is being allotted a number, starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are called index number. Index number. So suppose if you want to see minus 13, for minus 13, the separate variable name is x square bracket 2. This is the separate variable name for minus 30. Though it has been stored like this only, but if you want to see minus 30, you will write x, the name of the array, and then the box number inside the square brackets. This is the way. Suppose you want to see 60, you write x of 4. You want to see 25, x of 7. So this is the way. These are the variable names for these different values which we have just seen. Now, you will say that sir, these variable names are wrong because we cannot use special characters. You are absolutely correct. But whenever we are using array, these kind of variable names are acceptable. Or you can say, whenever you see these kind of variables throughout programming, I am still not talking about Java, throughout computer in any of the language, whenever you are going to use array, you have to use these variables. These variables are called subscripted. Subscripted variables. These, whenever you are using these variables, that means you are talking about array. Whenever arrays are being used, these kind of variables will be used. The name of the variable and the box number, and within the square brackets. These are index number, right? These values cannot be negative. These will be always positive. Can be a constant, can be a variable, can be an expression. Say suppose you say, if you have done so much of programming, say A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, you write x of A plus B. That means you are talking about x of 3 plus 2, 5. X of 5 is 30. That means you are talking about 30. You are talking about which variable, which value? You are writing the address of x of 5. That means 30. Right? So, these values cannot be negative values, cannot be fractional values, cannot be, can be a constant, can be a variable, can be an expression, but you can write x of A, that means you are talking about x of what? 2. X of 2 is minus 30, that is you are talking about minus 30. So this is the way how we use these variables, right? Now, in Java, if you want to use array, you have to write down the commands in Java. Right? So if you have the values are given, the way you write in Java is int a square bracket is equals to curly braces, say 9, 11, minus 13, 2, 60, 30, 12, 25, 18, 20, 19. In Java, if you want to declare an array, these things were general. Computer concept, there is a concept of array in computers, right? Now in Java, if you want to use array, you want to store numbers this way, this is the way how you will write it. int a 9, 11, minus 13. As soon as you will give this command, computer will make an array this way, right? Suppose you want to store characters, then you write char ch is equals to say t, q, r, p, so on. What computer will do? Computer will open an array of ch type, will make this kind of table, make the cells, and tqrp. tqrp, the values will be stored. So if the values are given and you want to assign them, this is the way you will write. Say string you have, the string NAM is equals to say Raj, say Kamal, say Amit. This is the way how you will write it, and when you will write this, computer will open an array of this type and store the names into it. This is when the values are given to you. Now, if the values are not given to you, and you are declaring it in general, but you suppose you want to tell your computers that you have some values, you want to store those values into the computer. This is Java commands, Java statements to declare array when values are given. where the values are given and you want to store it into array. If values are not given and you want to tell your computer that open an array, later on I will put the values into it. Then the way you will write is int a is equals to new int say 10. Now this is the command in Java to declare an array A containing 10 cells. There are no values. Later on you will put the values into it. This is fixed type of problem where the values are given and these are the only values which you want to store. But here you are declaring an array which is empty and later on you will fill up the values. So as in character say char ch is equals to new char 10. String, if you have string, name is equals to new string say 10. So this is the way how you will declare an array which is empty. Computer will open an array and the cells will be empty and later on you can fill the values into it of your choice every time. So these are the commands of declaring array. Declaring array in Java, when the values are given, this is the way. When values are not given, this is the way. Another thing I want to tell you is that this thing can be written as like this also. int square brackets and a after it. Square brackets can be before the variable. So as here, you can write it as also. int square bracket a is equals to new int this way. So these square brackets can be in before the variable also, but you will follow this pattern. You will not follow this pattern. But in the examination, if he says that is this okay, you will say this is okay. This is not wrong. This is correct. But the way you will write in the programming, you will follow this pattern, right? Not this one. But this is also correct. How much is it? 17. Now this is the portion which I have discussed today with you. In the next video, I'll take an example and then I'll explain you the how you will do the questions. Notice that. Thank you.